that class is something I do share very often because as a child I was taught by the Indian elders, the American Indians, the Cherokee Nation. And so I learned a lot of things as I was a child growing up. To me, it was all games, but it really wasn't. I learned when I got older, these weren't games. These were things they were teaching me that I didn't know. And I've always had a very strong connection with nature and animals and plant life and all of that, partly because I am half Indian, and it's just in my nature. Animal totems, every animal holds a message. Every animal holds a quality or several qualities. And you don't go and choose your animal totem. Your animal totem chooses you. So, as an example, in that class, in the animal totem class, we're going to work primarily with 3 main totems, although there are more, okay? But depending on the amount of time we have and, and what people experiences are, I'm going to go with, first of all, discovering your life totem. Your life totem is the one that's with you from the day you were born till the day you die in this incarnation. That is probably your most important totem because it is one that guides you, that can give you insight about yourself because you're like that animal. In other words, your traits, your characteristics are very similar to the animal that is your life totem. Okay, so if you're a leader in the world, like you're somebody out in the public eye, and you're a leader, or, and you would probably have a totem that would be that same sort of energy where they're really forceful and aggressive and out there. You see what I'm saying? There's different, and that would usually be something a land animal of some sort, like a big cat, like a leopard, or something like this. Something strong, and a lion, courageous, and all of that, giving the person that, if it was that person's totem, that would indicate the qualities of that lion or the qualities that you have within yourself, okay? And what the totem does, the life totem, is it helps you develop those qualities. So a lot of times we have a quality, but it's not fully developed, okay? Be it because we don't have the opportunity to express it, in our search situations or whatever, or maybe we just are a little bit reluctant to express it because we're not sure we understand it. So a life totem helps you become the best you can be, okay? So your life totem would teach you how to be the best actor you could possibly be because it's a dream, it's a vision of yours. So that's your life totem, and everybody has a life totem. We're going to discover that in the class, okay? There's various ways that we do it, and it's fun. It's a fun class. It's not a serious kind of class. It's a fun class because we'll make noises and like animal noises. We'll have fun. It's a fun thing because it's having a totem, developing and connecting with a totem is it's exciting. It's very exciting because it's like, wow, we have similarities. So then you study that totem and you learn about its nature, its habitat, how it eats, how it lives, and it's all reflecting you. Then you have what is known as, what I call anyways, a messenger totem. A messenger totem is one that can come in sporadically, like you're going along doing your own business, and then all of a sudden you have this idea in your head. Where did that come from? And then you see a bird, let's say, sitting up in a tree. You have this idea, you hear a bird, you look up, there's this bird, and you think, oh, that's interesting. I got the idea as the bird flew right up into the tree. That's a messenger totem. A messenger totem has a specific agenda. And you have lots of messenger totems in your life, not just one, but many. So if a bird were to fly into your path, land up in a tree, and squawk a few times at you, it would be more indicative that is trying to give you a message. Birds are, they're not fighters. Instead of fighting, they take flight. They fly. They fly away from things. They avoid conflict. Okay? So right there, that's telling somebody something. If somebody here, that bird is trying to talk to it, that person could be in a conflict, okay, with somebody or something. That bird's saying, walk away from it. Walk away from it. They're messengers. They're messengers. They come in and present a message to you. So depending on what your situation is, birds are also survivalists. You know, they know how to survive in the wild. They're also associated with the element of air because they're flying around in the sky. Well, any animal totem that is a messenger and a certain element like air cares about breath. So it could be, if it comes into your life, it could be telling you about your own breathing, proper breathing for your health and well-being, or learning a new way to breathe, to fix yourself, heal yourself. You know, there's a lot of things that it can be telling you, the messenger totem. And they come periodically into your life when there's something you need to know about, okay? And it can be during a cycle of your growth where you're trying to search for your answers within yourself and you just don't know what that answer is. The totem will usually appear, okay? And it has a message for you. And usually, if you pay attention, you can figure out what that message is, okay? So that's your messenger totem, and you have many that come in and out. Now, the other one is what I call, it's the animal below you. There's an animal below you, and there's an animal above you. That's is the way I would put it. The one that is above you is one that works with the mind, predominantly with your mind, okay? Because, again, it's related to the heavens. So it would indicate, it would be one that gives you a lot of information. It's information. And then, of course, you have to process that information. But it helps you keep consciousness open and expansive to new things. Then there's the one that's below you, and below you means that it's the foundation on which you stand. So in this lifetime, it's your grounding. It's what you stand on, the platform you stand on. An animal is there, okay, on that platform with you. And that animal grounds you. It keeps you centered. It keeps you, solid on the earth while you are doing whatever you're doing. It's always keeping you here. Even though we want to sometimes escape and go off to other places and not necessarily be on the planet, as long as you're on the planet, you need an animal totem that will help you while you're on the planet. Whenever you're doing anything very mundane, very physical, like going to work, and maybe going to a job you don't like, that's very mundane for people. But the reality is that you have an animal totem that can make that easier for you. And you can learn from that totem by the way that totem walks and the way that totem moves and the way that totem, responds to things, responds to surprise. It's all about your earth walk. The below totem is always about your earth walk, your journey on earth. One more totem, and that's what we call the shadow totem. Shadow totem is one that you usually are afraid of or uncomfortable with. And so many people have, fears of certain kinds of animals. Like I know a lot of people are afraid of snakes, but snake could be a totem. The snake sheds its skin and it transforms from one thing to another because it sheds the skin, it lets go of the old, it brings in the new, okay? That's what a snake, some of the things a snake does. So if a snake is a totem, but you fear it, you're like, ooh, I don't like snakes. But in actuality, what you're saying is you don't like yourself. You're dealing with, if it was a snake, you'd be dealing with issues that you've tried to shed, you try to get rid of, like a snake shedding its skin. So the snake would be something that would help you get rid of that, shed that old and walk into the new and transform your life. So that's what we call the shadow totem, because there are things that we're not really attracted to. We kind of, they have a place to be in your life. So you got the life totem, the messenger totem, the shadow totem, okay? And then you have the one the foundation totem or the below totem. And then you have one above you, but we won't have to go into that. We'll probably just get through 3, maybe 4 totems in the course of that class. Everybody will learn at least 3 of their totems. And they may already have an idea. If you're attracted to an animal, you've always been attracted to that animal, you dream about it, you see about it a lot, usually that's an indicator it's one of your totems. So you'll find out what totems are doing what their purposes are, and how to work with them. How to talk to them, how to communicate with them. It's a really exciting class. It's a lot of fun. And it's very insightful because we learn a lot through nature. A lot through nature.
I see.
So, okay.